माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ रंजन यशोदनंदन व्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा गिरिधारी राधा गिरिधारी राधे जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बालदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 की जय। मम ज्ञानवृन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome all of you to the fifth day of our course, Bhagavad Gita. Yesterday we discussed about God, definition of God, and also we discussed about who is God, and ultimately what is the connection between God and demigods. While discussing about the definition of God, we first understood that God is the source of everything. God, generator, operator, and destroyer. That is how the Upanishads describe God as Ito ya imani bhutani jayanti, yena jatani jivanti, yat prayantabhisham vishanti, tad brahma tad vijnanasvat. Means from whom everything emanates from. Ito va imani bhutani jayante. Yena jatani jivanti. After being born, they are being maintained by him. And yet prayantabhisham vishanti, after destruction, they all enter back to him. So that person is called God, because everything has a source. And who is the source of everything? That person is called God. Janmadhyasyataha. That is how the second aphorism of the Vedanta Sutra defines God as. Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Who is God? One has to inquire into Brahman. And who is that Brahman? He is the source of everything. That is Janmadhyasyataha. Now, where do you inquire about him? Shastra Yonitvat. You have to inquire into the scriptures. Why you have to inquire into the scriptures? Shuteshu Shabdamulatvat. Because the scriptures are not different from God. The Shabdamulatvat. In this way, the Vedanta Sutras explain, define God as the source of everything. Now we can say that, oh no, there is nothing like ultimate source for everything. How can it be possible? Everything has a source, and if you go on asking what is the source for this, what is the source for this, there should be one source for everything. It cannot be going on ad infinitum. Just now, everything has a cause, and there's no cause for any other cause. There's ultimate cause for all the causes. Sarva karana karanam is the first and the preliminary definition of God. Now, there are three concepts of God. People have understanding that God is everywhere. Yes, true. And some people say God is in everybody's heart. That is also true. Some say God is in the spiritual world. Upparwala, he is there above us. But how can, if God is in the spiritual world, he is everywhere? If God is everywhere, how can we say he's just in the heart? How all the three concepts can be true at the same time? For that, we gave an example yesterday. The sun is at one place, but it is making its presence felt everywhere in the form of sunshine. And that's how God, being at one place in the spiritual world, he is present everywhere in the form of his energies. And that all-pervading feature, the absolute truth, God, is known as Brahman. So when you say God is everywhere, you're actually referring to Brahman, the all-pervading feature of the absolute truth. Now, when you say God is in everybody's heart, you're actually saying God is in everybody's heart as his partial expansion as Paramatma. There's Brahman, who is everywhere, there's Paramatma in everybody's heart, and as Bhagavan, he is there in the spiritual world, beyond the material world. That is how the three concepts, God being everywhere, God in everybody's heart, God in the spiritual world, can be understood. Sun is at one place, but is everywhere in the form of sunshine. The sun is at one place, but it is there in every reflection of the pot of water you keep. The hundreds and thousands of pots of water you keep, and you see under the sun. You find the sun is reflected in every pot. The same way, God, though he is at one place, Eka Desha Stitasyagnir Vistarani Sarvato Yatha Aishwarya Drupamekam Cha Suryavat Bahudiyate. That one sun is, there's only one sun, but it seems to be everywhere. The same way, There's one Bhagavan who is in everybody's heart as Paramatma. So God is not just some energy. God is energetic. Some people say, some energy hai, kuch to Shakti hai. But what is Shakti? God is not some Shakti, He is Shaktiman. Sometimes the Shakti is considered to be non-different from Shaktiman. But that doesn't mean God is just some Shakti. He is not just some energy. He is beyond energy. The source of that energy is energetic. So God has a form. Energies don't have form, but God, who is the source of that energy, has a form. Like generator has a form, but the electricity coming from generator, it doesn't have form. The sun has a form, but the energy coming from the sun in the form of sunshine, that doesn't have a form. So God has a form. He is not just formless. Now, since we have understood that there are three features of absolute, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, and these three features of the absolute truth are basically dependent on Bhagavan, the third feature. The other two features are dependent on the third feature, the absolute truth. Where Krishna says, Brahmanoi Pratishtaham, I am the source of that Brahman, and I am that Paramatma in everybody's heart. So Brahman and Paramatma are dependent on the Bhagavan feature. So after discussing the preliminary definition of God, that is, He is the source of everything, let us try to know the ultimate definition of God. What is ultimate definition of God? To know that know Him as Bhagavan. What is the definition of the word Bhagavan? Bhagavan means one who has got the six opulences in full, six qualities in full. That means nobody is as beautiful as him, nobody is more beautiful than him. Nobody is more famous than him, or nobody is as famous as him. Nobody should be as wealthy as him, and nobody should be more wealthy than him. Nobody should be as powerful as him, and nobody should be more powerful than him. Nobody should be as knowledgeable as him, nobody should be more knowledgeable than him. And nobody should be as renounced as him, and nobody should be more renounced than him. That is why God has been defined as Asamortva. He has no equal and nobody superior. Natat Samaha Abhyadikaschata Drishyate. So anybody who has got these six qualities in full, only that person can be called as Bhagavan. So yesterday we discussed this point at how if somebody has these six qualities, that means he has a personality. Because personality is defined by qualities. We say he's a beautiful person. He is an intelligent person, knowledgeable person, a very famous person. Means the person is recognized by the qualities. And the qualities makes up a personality. The personality makes up a person. So as soon as you say qualities, immediately it refers to a personality. So God is a person. He is not impersonal. Rather, all the emotions what we experience is there with us because God originally has them. Anger. Why we are expressing anger? Why we anger? Because the emotion of anger comes from Him. But the difference is when we are angry, it is based on the mode of passion. But there, when Supreme Lord has anger, it is totally transcendental. It is in its perfect position. Every emotion what we experience in our life, we are experiencing because originally the Lord has. And the Lord has it because He is a person. He is not impersonal. He is not just some light. He is not just some energy. No, He is a person. As much as you are a person, you have some desires, emotions. You like to have some good food. You like to talk to someone. You want to have a friend. So God also wants. Don't just see him like some spirit, like I meditate on some light. What light? He's a person. Like you say, I meditate on my wife. Wife is sitting next to you, talk to her. It is not impersonal. God is a person full of emotions. The Upanishad says, Raso Vai Saha. Rasa. Raso Yevayam Latvanandi Bhavati. Raso Vai Saha. He is rasa. He eva I am rasaha. He is rasa. Rasa means what? Emotions. The transaction or interaction of emotions. That is called rasa. So the Lord is rasa, means emotions. He's a person. How we are persons. Why? Because we have emotions. That is why we are persons. This table is not having any emotion. You are able to hear and understand. Though I am speaking to the computer, the laptop doesn't understand what I'm speaking because laptop is not a person. You're able to understand. That is why we should know that God is a person. Now let us come back to the point what we discussed yesterday. If somebody is having these 6 qualities in full, that means nobody is equal to him in these 6 qualities. What he should be? He should be all attractive. Why? Because these qualities attract. Qualities are very attractive. And anybody has these 6 qualities to whatever extent, to that extent they become attractive. Somebody is very beautiful. And then he becomes so much attractive as much as he has his beauty. As much as that person is famous, that person becomes attractive to that extent. This much wealth, this much attractive. More wealth, more attractive. So if God has all the 6 qualities in full, then he should be what? He should be all attractive. If Bhagavan means one who has the 6 qualities in full, and if somebody has got the 6 qualities, all the 6 qualities, and the qualities attract, that means he should be all attractive. So Bhagavan means all attractive. And what is that one word in Sanskrit which means all attractive? It is Krishna. So Bhagavan means all attractive. All attractive means Krishna. Then Bhagavan is Krishna. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, you name a scripture. Everywhere Krishna has been established as the supreme personality of Godhead. We can see that Krishna, when he manifested his pastimes, he manifested all the 6 qualities. Strength. Just a 7-year-old boy, he lifted the Govardhan hill for 7 days and 7 nights. Not that he was lifting like a weightlifter would lift, and then his hands are shaking or his muscles are coming out. When he lifted the Govardhan, Leelaya, Dadara Leelaya, Bhagavatam says, Dadara Leelaya, very simply, as if like a child would lift a mushroom or elephant would lift a lotus flower. He lifted the Govardhan and he was smiling. Not that his hands and legs were shaking or he would fall down like the Atlas carrying the earth like this. No, that's strength. It's not like the weightlifter lifting something and then he's putting down. No. His Krishna's body was as soft as butter when he is lifting the Govardhan. It's not the muscles were coming out from very sweet, very small, very, very soft. And Krishna, he showed his beauty. Gopis would say, Arey, what Brahma, what kind of creation you have done? You have created the winking of the eyes, because at that time you're not able to see Krishna, have darshan of Krishna. What kind of creator you are? He just had to play the flute, and so many gopis just come running. So here these young boys, they try to attract one girl and do all kinds of nonsense, but now nobody will, even a dog doesn't look at him. So that is called beauty, strength, beauty, knowledge. 5,000 years back, Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita, and still it is revered around the world, wherever you go. Why? Because it is knowledge. There is no requirement of any amendment for this Bhagavad Gita, because it's all perfect. Bhagavad Gita is not a great book just because it is 5,000 years old. It is because it has no additions or subtractions, neither any amendments required, because there is perfect knowledge. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that Vedaham Samaditani Vartamanani Charjara Bhavishyami Bhutani Mam tu Vedana Kaschana. I know past, present, and future of everyone, what anybody is thought, thinking, or going to think, doing everything Krishna knows. So that is called knowledge. Renunciation. What happened? When Krishna came as Lord Ramachandra, he was supposed to be crowned as the king of the entire world, but he just got the news that if he becomes the king, the word given by his father will not be upheld. So what did he do? Just left. The same smiling face. We lose few hundred rupees. And we ask somebody for donation, no, they have become so distressed to give him 2,000 rupees. So what does it mean? He is so renounced. Krishna is very renounced. And you name a quality, beauty, strength, knowledge, fame. 5,000 years back, Krishna stole butter. Still we discussed, and he's famous as Makhanchu. So this is God. This is how you define God. Bhagavan. So Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya for this International Society for Krishna Consciousness, he did not translate the word Bhagavan or God as Bhagavan as God. He did not do that. He translated it as Supreme Personality of God. God is not only supreme, but he is a supreme personality. He is supreme at the same time, he is a person. Just because God is supreme, that doesn't mean he's not a person. So Krishna is not only supreme, he is a supreme person and also Godhead. Yesterday we discussed about how Krishna is Godhead. How Ganesha is a devotee of Krishna. How Ganesha is so nicely written the Bhagavad Gita, which is the part of Mahabharata. When Vyasa was dictating, it was Ganesha who was doing a steno work of writing down the entire Mahabharata. And Madhye Mahabharatam. This Bhagavad Gita comes at the middle of the Mahabharata. So this Mahabharata, the purpose of Mahabharata is to give Bhagavad Gita. And Ganesha wrote it for us. And Ganesha, if you really want to worship him, study the Bhagavad Gita. If you study Bhagavad Gita, Ganesha will be so happy. The hard work which I have done of writing the entire Mahabharata, especially the Bhagavad Gita, is successful. Now, he will not be happy by playing some Bollywood songs and there you get drunk and then just gossip and then dance like a crazy person. No, Ganesha, do you think he like all these things? He doesn't like. Somehow it has become such a crazy thing. On the name of Hinduism, we just have these idols of Durga or Ganesha and play all the Bollywood songs and create a very lusty atmosphere and a very nasty atmosphere of eating and any obnoxious things and doing all the obnoxious things in front of Ganesha or Durga and then saying, no, we are spiritual. Do you think Durga will be happy? Is Durga Puja? No, it is not Durga Puja. It is not Ganesh Puja. So actually worshipping Krishna means worshipping all the demigods. All the devatas themselves are worshipping Krishna. Durga Devi, what is her name? And she is sitting on in Himalayas as Vaishnavi. So what is she doing? She is Vaishnavi. She is worshipping Krishna. Lord Shiva, what is he saying? Parvati. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tullim Ramanama. Oh Ranane, oh Parvati. One name of Ram is equal to 1,000 names of Vishnu. So just chant the name of Ram. So this is how Shiva, Lord Shiva is telling Parvati. So if you name a demigod, everybody is a devotee of Krishna. All the demigods are devotees of Krishna. Even Lord Surya, Brahma. Yesterday we had an elaborate discussion on the Brahma Samhita, where Lord Brahma himself speaks about the demigods, their connection with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Now, yesterday we concluded the class that we need not worship the demigods. We have to worship Krishna and respect all the demigods. Respect is for the demigods and worship is for Krishna. Even by doing so, the demigods will be very happy. Sometimes people think if you only worship Krishna, what will Lord Shiva think? What will Ganesha think? Actually become very happy. So this is how we conclude our class yesterday. Now today we are entering into a very interesting class or interesting topic that is known as karma. Karma, Prakriti, Kala and Karma. So we first talk about Prakriti and Karma and then ultimately at the end if you have time today, Kala, otherwise you discuss tomorrow. So Prakriti means material nature. So to have a better understanding of this word Prakriti, let us go back to the second day session. On the second day of our class, we discussed, if you remember, that we discussed that the soul leaves the body and goes to another body. So when the soul leaves this body and goes to another body, it doesn't go alone. It goes along with the subtle body, made up of mind, intelligence, and false ego. So it does the subtle body, it encases the soul and goes to another body. Now a question arises that how can I know or what kind of body I am going to get in the next life? If I am a man, will I become a man in the next life? If I am a woman, I'll become a woman in the next life. If I am a human, is it that I can only become a human? If I am a, is it, what is the destination? What are the options? Based on which I'm going to, based on what I'm going to get different options. These questions come in the mind. So for that, the Vedic literature says that there are 84 lakh species known. 84 lakh species, that means 84 lakh yoni. In the next life, we have 84 lakh options. It is no guarantee that if you're a man, you'll become a man in the next life. There's no guarantee that if you're a woman, you'll become a woman in the next life. There's no guarantee that you'll be human, then you'll go to become human in the next life. Because we got 84 lakh options. These 84 lakh species have been described in the Padma Purana. Jalajala Avalakshani. There are 9 lakh species, varieties of aquatics. Jalajala Avalakshani, Stavaraha Lakshvimshati. There are Stavara means the plants, the creepers, and the trees. They are Lakshvimshati. There are 20 lakh varieties of them. And Krimikaha Rudrasankyakaha. Krimika, Krimi means insects. There are 11 lakh varieties of insects. Just imagine. 11 lakh varieties of insects. This is the count given in the Padma Purana. 11 lakh varieties of insects. Just imagine. If you are studying Vedic botany, 20 lakh botanical names you have to remember. If you are studying Vedic zoology, so this is very perfect. What modern science knows in the name of zoology and botany is very much limited. So that 11 lakh varieties of insects. And Vihangaha, Dashalakshani, 10 lakh varieties of birds. And 30 lakh varieties of quadrupeds, means the 4-legged animals, and 4 lakh varieties of humans. Very simple. 9 plus 11, 9 lakh varieties of aquatics, 11 lakh varieties of insects becomes 20, and 10 lakh varieties of vihanga means 10 birds, that becomes 30, and we have 20 lakh varieties of aquatics, that is 50 lakhs. 30 lakh varieties of 4-legged animals, that becomes 80 lakhs, and 4 lakh varieties of humans, that becomes 4 lakhs. So we have 84 lakh options where we can go in the next life. Now the question arises, if I am going to have any of these options, based on what it is decided that I am going to go into the next life. It is very simple. Based on what you are going to get your dress in the dress store, based on the money what you have. If you are able to afford 5,000 rupees, then you will get a nice dress of 5,000 rupees. If you are able to afford 10,000 rupees, better dress you get. The same way, what is the payment you have to do get the next life dress or next body? Karma. Based on your karma, you're going to get the next life. Whatever karma you have performed in this life, based on that, you're going to get the next one. Very simple. Good karma, good body. Bad karma, bad body. That's all. Good karma, good life, next life. Bad karma, bad life, bad experience, next. So whatever you sow, so shall you reap. Whatever you sow, it will reap. You put a mango tree seed, then you get mangoes. If you put a papaya seed, then you will get papayas. You put neem tree, and you will get neem. The same way, whatever actions we perform, we are going to face the reactions for it. There's no way that you can escape. That is how strong the law of karma is. So, based on what the karma is defined, somebody may ask this question. Karanam gunasangasya sadasadhyoni almashu. Gunasangasya. What association we have in this life, depending on that, we act. And depending on our actions, we get the next. Why? There are so many different people of different natures. If everybody is soul, no two people are the same. No two people have the same liking. Even though they may have the similar liking, they may both like to drink milk. Somebody may like to drink hot milk, somebody may like to drink cold milk. But there is a distinction, there is a difference. Even twins, they don't look alike. Even though look alike, they may not like the same thing. They may have different likings. Why? Where is this variety coming from? The thoughts, the desires, in the nature, swabhava, so many varieties and varieties of natures and desires and actions and reactions and perceptions. All these things are there. Why? It is because of Prakriti, modes of nature. It is very subtle to know that there are three modes: Sattva-guna, Rajaguna, Tamoguna. You might have heard it before. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. These three gunas, we are bound by these three gunas. And the bondage by these three gunas are according to different percentages and permutation combinations of the different percentage of the modes of nature. Somebody may be influenced by more goodness, less passion, and some more less ignorance. Somebody may be having 80% goodness, 10% passion, 10%. Somebody have 50% goodness, 25% passion, and 25% ignorance. In this way, you have different unlimited varieties of the permutation combination of these different percentages, the modes of nature. They are influencing us. Like your unlimited varieties of colors. Your unlimited varieties of colors, even each color there's different shades. How? But basic colors are three only: red, blue, and yellow. You mix these colors, and then you have unlimited colors. And even with unlimited colors, there are unlimited shades. Same way, the three modes of nature, Sattva-guna, Rajaguna, and Tamoguna, by the combination of the modes of nature, unlimited natures are created. Unlimited varieties of desires are created. Unlimited ways of perception is also created. But everybody don't see the same thing in the same way. They may be seeing the same thing, but their perception is different. Like this Bhagavad Gita quote is happening. Many people are perceiving, you are also seeing, and there are many people who are seeing online. So many people are just seeing. So their perception of the same course will be different. Why? Because the nature is different. Prakriti, based on Sattva-guna, Rajaguna, and Tamoguna. So it is very difficult to understand what these modes of nature are unless we give an example. We'll take an example of a person or a family in mode of goodness. Then we'll understand what is goodness, Sattva-guna. We'll take an example of a family which is in mode of predominant in mode of passion, and then see what is mode of passion. We'll take a family as an example which is in mode of ignorance, and then see what exactly the ignorance is, what is mode of tamoguna is. In the mode of goodness, Krishna defines in the Bhagavad Gita what is mode of goodness. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashatmakam anamayam sukasangena bandhanti jnanasangena chanaka. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat. Sattva-guna is nirmala. It is not having any mala. Mala means it doesn't have any contamination. It is pure. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat. It is nirmala. Prakashatmakam anamayam. And the person is not very sinful in his nature. And anamayam, it is not sinful. Prakashatmakam, he is in pursuit of knowledge. So this person in mode of goodness, he has a sense of knowledge and a sense of some happiness. So this mode of goodness is being described like this, that he is very much interested in or very much attached to a regulated lifestyle. Mode of goodness, Sattva-guna, means regulated lifestyle. And the most important aspect of a regulated lifestyle to get up early in the morning. If somebody is not getting up early in the morning, he will be in passion and ignorance. And don't complain that why my wife is angry on me, why my husband is angry on me, why my children are always very crazy, they are jumping here and there, because they are not getting up early in the morning. And they are not getting up early in the morning because you don't get up early in the morning. Simple. So until you get up early in the morning, there can be no question of any goodness. So a person mode of goodness, a family, they get up early in the morning. And the second aspect of their life, apart from the regulated lifestyle, is cleanliness. They take bath, they dress, everything in one shot. They are very clean. They are mode of goodness. And they are very much together. The feeling of togetherness. The family sits together, eats together. A family which prays together, eats together, stays together. Why there are so many divorces happening these days? Because none of them they eat together. None of them they pray together. Forget about even praying. They don't even eat together. It is said a family which prays together stays together. Family which even eats together, they stay together. So none of these two things are happening in their families. They have their own world. So how can they stay together? So this family is very much interested in their bondage, and they are very much happy within themselves. And if not, they have to go to some some kind of holiday. They would go to some hill stations, or they will go to some pilgrimage. They are not interested in some parties and where it is late night and this. They are not interested in that. So because of this kind of lifestyle and the food habits, they are vegetarians. They only take which is very sattvic diet, which is very healthy and congenial for their body and mind. And because of the food habits, their mind is peaceful. And mode of goodness, the family mode of goodness, or goodness is symptomized by two things. Number one, it is simple living, I think, and it is symptomized by peace. The living style or the formula by which a person mode of goodness lives is simple living, high thinking. And because of the simple living, high thinking, they're peaceful. The family mode of goodness is peaceful. Goodness is symptomized by peace. Now, let us see the family in mode of passion. The family in mode of passion, they are always in anxiety. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Rajo Ragatmakam Vidyat Trishta Sangha Samudbhavan Tannimaddanti Mahabhavo Karma Sangya Dehina. You ask them, they are very busy, mode of passion. You ask busy. Why you are busy? Oh, I'm very busy. For what? Nobody knows. Busy for what? I'm very busy. Oh, I have got office. I have to do this. Why didn't you attend this Bhagavad Gita course? Oh, very busy. For what? 12 hours, 14 hours, you work hard just to maintain you, your wife and future two children. For that, you have to work so hard. Just imagine. Even after working so hard, you're not getting proper sleep. What is the purpose? No, I want to grow. Okay, grow. Growth and growth and growth. How much? Is there any limit for it? Have you kept any limit for it? No, just on. So his whole life is dedicated only for this thing. What? I want to work. Why you want to work? Get more money. Why you want more money? I want to live. Why you want to live? Work. I live to work, work to earn money, earn to live, live to work. If you go and ask him, hey, why are you working? Hey, काम नहीं करेगा तो कमाएगा क्या? Why are you earning? नहीं कमाएगा तो खाएगा क्या? Why are you eating? खाएगा नहीं तो काम कैसे करेगा? So in this way, his whole life is centered around this cycle. Work, get money, eat, work, get money. In this way, this whole cycle goes on. And in between, he gets some kind of happiness, which is like a drop of water in the ocean of misery. Though in the desert of misery, if somebody gives you a drop of water, it's sufficient. That is going to make you more crazy. So these simple drops of some happiness, compared to the kind of suffering or the hard work which you have done, it's not going to fetch anything. So this mode of passion is making a person work harder and harder and harder and harder. Rajo Raga. Why? Because attachment, especially attachment between the male and the female, or a boy and a girl, man and woman, that makes a person work hard. Kama vasana makes a person work hard, increases karma vasana. So in this way, mode of passion is symptomized by anxiety. The formula of his life is money is honey. More money I earn, the more happy I'll become. And then I'll enjoy more. But remember this thing, accumulating more doesn't make you enjoy more. Just because you have so much property and money, if it is in your karma that you cannot enjoy, you cannot. You may have a 10 crore bungalow in your house, in your hometown, and you are a very high profile businessman, and you're flying around the world. Uh, you're having your breakfast in the flight, lunch in some hotel, and dinner in a car to catch the flight, and you come back home after a few days, only for what? To go back again. You're not even staying in the house. Who is enjoying in the house? Who is enjoying the bungalow? The servants. No, they're very happy. They're cooking, they're eating, they're enjoying the bungalow. So the desire to enjoy matter, when it goes to an extent of or beyond control, then it becomes so much of anxiety for you. This passion makes a mad person. People are practically gone mad because of this passion. The family mode of passion, they get up early in the morning, they put the alarm, and then, oh, 6 o'clock, I'm tired. Whole night he's sleeping. Why is he tired in the morning? Because dreams. Whole night he's dreaming. And because the whole night he has not slept. That is why he feels tired when he gets up. Legs are paining. You don't have a long walk. You slept whole night. Why the legs are paining in the morning? Why you are not fresh in the morning? Because whole night you did not sleep. The dreams are going on. Excessive dreams. That is actually mode of passion. Now going further, he gets up, somehow he switch off the alarm and sleeps. He thought half an hour and take rest. But he wakes up and sees it's not 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. He starts shouting at the wife. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. You're also sleeping. You did not wake me up. Wife says, you have to go to office. Why I should go? The whole morning is full of fights. Passion means fight, anger. Just talk anything which comes to your mouth to anyone. This is called passion. That's called a mad person. It is not that you speak anything which comes to your mind. There's no control over your mind. That's called passion. In this way, there are so many stressful relationships. Some people say, oh, no, I love you, I cannot live without you. The young boy and young girl, they become you're my friend, girlfriend, boyfriend. And somehow they even run away from their house and get married. Ultimately, they land up in divorce. Just 6 months before, they say, I cannot live without you. And after 6 months, they get married. And just after a few months, they each of them say to each other, I cannot live with you. Why? What happened? Because expectation of enjoyment. Oh, he is going to give me so much of enjoyment, and she's going to give me so much of enjoyment to me. And when the expectations are not fulfilled, so that is why Rajo Ragatmakam Vidyat Trishta Sangha Samudgavan Tannibaddanti Mahabhaho Karma Sangena Dehinam Tannibaddanti Mahabhaho. So in the Mahabhaho, hey Arjuna, they are bound by this karma. Sometimes they would give some charity, but with the great expectation that my name should be there. I still remember in my initial days of Krishna consciousness when I used to study in DMT, I used to go to Mayapur quite often. Every 15 days I used to go and then stay there for Saturday, Sunday, and then come back. So once it so happened, the president of the temple, he was sitting with him. Then at the time, one businessman came, he paid obeisances, took his blessings, and went. The president, he told me a story about this person. That this person is businessman from Calcutta. He had come to temple one day, and then he told the president that I want to donate few fans to the temple. Temple requires some fans. I told, okay, so he donated those fans, and next time after maybe a couple of months, he came back and he asked the president that where are my fans? The president told him all the fans which were donated are now in the temple. They're all little fans for me. So then the businessman, he told the president, you see, I gave the fans to the temple. Even I don't know that these fans belong to me, which are there in the temple. How will people come to know? Will you please write my name? Then next time, we told, okay, no problem. By the time next time, we'll write your name on all the fans. So next time he came after a couple of months and he saw his name was there in the fan, but the name was one of the fins. Three fins are there, fan, three fins. And one of the fins of the fan that his name was written. So he came to the president, told, thank you very much that you have written my name on the fan, but I have one small request. See, you have written my name only on one fin of the fan. What will people think? People think I only give the tukda. So you have to write my name in all the three fins. And also the middle part also, there also you write my name. So the people will know that I given the entire fan to the temple. The president told, okay, I'll think about it next time. See, he did not commit. So the businessman, he left and then he came back again, drove the car back. He told the president, make sure that next time when I come, my name is there in 4 places, the 3 fins in the middle part also. And also I request, don't run the fans so much. Because the fans run, nobody can see his name. So it's called charity mode of passion. Actually, anything in this world anybody does is according to mode of passion, goodness, passion, and ignorance. And different combination of these modes of nature makes them act in a different way, think in a different way. So they eat. What is the food the person mode of passion eats? They eat to suffer, and then say, and then the suffering reduces. The reduction of suffering is determined as enjoyment. They eat something which is too much of spicy, which is making you sweat, then the tears come to their eyes and their whole face is burning, and then take a glass of cold water and think, maja aaya. So what the maja? First you trouble to the body and then reduce the trouble, and the reduction of trouble you call it as enjoyment. It's crazy. This is called mode of passion. A person in mode of passion, he thinks for him enjoyment means I give trouble first and then reduce the trouble, or that reduction of trouble, reduction of misery, I consider to be enjoyment. So this is more of passion. I don't want to give much example because it is all pervading in our families, in offices, everywhere. Now, mode of ignorance. This mode of ignorance is tamoguna. A person in mode of ignorance, the family in mode of ignorance, their formula of their life is hook or crook, get money, that's all. They're not bothered about work hard and get money, no. And their symptom of mode of ignorance is pramadalasya nidra tannibaddhanti bharata. Tamasajnanajam vidyat mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidra tannibaddhanti bharata. Pramadalasya nidya, pramada, their whole life is in attention. Pramada, alasya, their whole life is dangerous, and alasya, very lazy. Especially when it comes to spiritual life, very lazy. Pramada, alasya, nidra, they're always sleeping, they're drunkards. Just drink and then forget. Just because you get drunk, that doesn't mean your problems are over. Something strange. Why are you having a party today? I'm so happy. That is why I'm hanging. Why are you getting a party? Why are you drinking today? Today I'm so miserable. That means actually in both cases you want to forget life. That means your life is so miserable. That is why people get drunk. Why? They want to forget. Forgetfulness. That is why people get drunk. This mode of ignorance. And then what is their food? Some stale thing, some meat, some flesh. And they make their stomach into a burial ground, a graveyard. You don't have to go to a graveyard. People have made their stomach into a graveyard by putting all kinds of dead bodies in the stomach. That is called mode of ignorance. So when you put some dead bodies in the stomach, what will your mind be? In Upanishad says, Annamayam hi somya manaha. As is your food, so is your mind. Ahara shuddho sattva shuddho dhruvaspatihi sutablabhe saragrantina vipramoksha. Ahara shuddho, if your ahara, food is pure, and sattva shuddhi, your mind is pure. So if the mind is pure, then dhruvaspatihi, your memory is very strong. And sutablabhe saragrantina vipramoksha. When your memory is strong and you are determined, sarvagrantina pramoksha, all the miseries will go. So this is mode of ignorance, and there is no question of any family for them. They just stay together. Let's try out. Then be a husband and wife. Live in relationships. They try out whether they can be good husband and wife in living relationship 4 years. And then they try out with many people and find out, yeah, very good. Now this choice is good. They get married, only to get divorced after 6 months. So much for the trial of 4 or 5 years of staying together. So there's no family. And they are not interested in becoming parents. They just want to have some exchange of lust. That's all. There's no any family. Anyhow, we don't want to discuss much about these modes of nature. Ultimately, we have to get out of the modes of nature. So I gave a description of this Prakriti, which is made up of 3 modes, Sattva, Rajas, Tama. And because of the influence of the modes of nature, a person acts in a particular way, develops particular kind of desires. At the time when he leaves the body, what are the aggregate desires and the karma he has, depending on that, he gets the next body. If somebody is just interested in only eating anything and everything, okay, Krishna says in the Bhagavad, Krishna says, the Lord says, you're only interested in eating anything and everything. If you do that in the human body, you're going to fall sick. So I'll give you a body where you can do this thing, a pig's body. It can eat anything and everything, but still not fall sick. Why use a human body for these lower things? Ahar, Nidra, Bhayam. These 4 things, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, though it is a requirement for the body, human body, but that is not the goal of the human body. The goal of human life is to go high, fly high, and go back to garden. Like I have told in the beginning of the class that after death, where we are going to go? There are 4 options. First option, go to lower species of life. Second option, be as a human being. Third option, that is go and higher planetary system, become demigods or take residence in higher planets. Fourth option, to go back to garden. Where once you go there, yad gatva nivartante. Once you go there, you don't come back. So it's the 4th option. So by conducting our life in mode of ignorance, for sure we're going to go to animal species. By conducting a life in mode of passion, next life again human being. And by conducting our life in mode of goodness, higher planetary systems. When you conduct your life in a devotional mood, and you go back to garden, and you never come back to this world. That is the 4th option, which is our real goal. Like you have a aircraft, you have a flight, you are driving the flight, and you are taking the flight or taking just a small airplane, 2-seater airplane. You take the airplane out of the airport and you drive the airplane on the streets, on the highway. The police will always stop and tell, my dear sir, why are you driving this plane on this road? If you want to drive on this road, give the airplane back, take this car or take this scooter or the bike. Why? Because this airplane is not meant to go on the road. It is to take off. Same way, this human body is meant to take off from this material world and go to the spiritual world, go to Krishna, go back to garden. That is the purpose of our human body. Human body is like the flight which can take you from this material world to the spiritual world. But you use this human body, which is like a flight, to go around in this world only, then the police wala, the Krishna will say, take away this body and take another body, which is fit to be in this world only, which can be used for satisfying his desires in this world. Why require human body for this? If you want to sleep, best is to take the body of a polar bear. If you want to just go on eating and anything and everything, just take a body of a pig. If you just go on wanting to mate, take the body of a dog, because you can do better in these bodies. In human bodies, these things are not, human body is not suited, best suited for these things. If it is only somebody is interested in sex unlimited times, then okay, take a pigeon's body. There, the same enjoyment you can enjoy in the pigeon's body. So we're trying to imitate the animals, and the body, this human body, is not meant for this. The goal is not for how much you can eat. If you eat more, you will fall sick. It is not meant for this thing. Human body has been designed so that we can inquire into the higher realms of existence. The human body is meant to understand the subtleties of nature and subtleties of human of our life. and attain higher purposes. That is the only purpose of the human body. And especially a human body which is born in this land of India, born in Bharata. The whole body is designed only for spirituality. You try out your best to get some enjoyment out of matter. You cannot, this body which is born in this land of Bharata cannot compete with the Westerners. Of course, even they are also, their bodies are also meant for spiritual life, but still, human body, that too born in India, that too having a Bharata Varsha. So those are born, their whole thinking, their body, he is actually designed for spiritual progress only. It is designed for that. Human life is designed for that. You may try to use, no problem, but you'll not be successful. How much anybody can enjoy? Frustration, there's nothing else other than frustration. So, karma, good actions lead to good results. Urdhvam gachan sattvastavam, adhyadishtam rajasa, chaitanya adho gachan tamasa, tattvarajastaman. Based on the three modes of nature, next life is dependent on. Now, we have a very interesting thing here. Sometimes people think that I've got some previous life, some bad karma, or in this life I've done some bad karma, bad activities. I'll do some good activity so that it will be neutralized. This is a big illusion. The good karma cannot neutralize bad karma. Both have to be experienced. There is no way. Our sins which we have performed has to be experienced. And whatever piety we have done have to be experienced. There is no question of any neutralization. Like I'll give you a small example. One person is driving Mercedes, and who is there in the Mercedes? There's a dog sitting in the Mercedes. And he's driving so fast, but there was a dog who was sleeping on the road, and he just runs over the dog's legs, and the dog crying and howling because the legs are broken, fractured. Now tell me, what is the difference between these two dogs? One dog under the car, one dog in the car, in Mercedes. The rich man, he has kept a special special driver, special Mercedes for the dog only. What is the difference? Both are dogs. One is enjoying in the Mercedes, one is suffering under the Mercedes. Because both the dogs, when they were in the human form of life, both of them did such a sinful activity by which they had to take birth as a dog. But one had done some good activity, some charity or etc. So what happened? Both became dog because of the sinful activity. And among that, one dog had done in the human life, in the previous human life, done some charity. Because of that, he's enjoying as a dog now, but still is a dog. But this dog did not do anything. That is why he's suffering. So some good activities which are done, they also will be experienced. Or bad activity means sinful activities, they also will be experienced. Not that both will counteract each other or nullify each other. No, it's not like that. Both have to be experienced. But here one very interesting point is, it is only in the human life, and that too in this earth, Bhugola, where we are staying, karma is earned, whether good or bad. In other species, even the higher planets, in the demigods, even the lower planets, karma is not earned, only experienced. That is why Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, Karmani Mandini Manushya Loke. So in the human life, this life, what we have got, only in this life we have an option to choose what we are going to be the next life. The animals, by their death, they go to higher species. There is no choice for them. By their death, go to higher species. And by going, they'll come to the human life, and they have in the human life as we have the choice whether to go down, whether to take birth again as human, whether to go to higher species, or whether to go back home, back to Godhead and never return to this world. This choice is only in the human form of life. That is why the human life is so precious, so important. And we should not waste our human life and energies just in pursuit of the animalistic propensities. That is where our human life starts, when we start pursuing the purpose for which the human life has been given to us. That comes by the study of the Bhagavad Gita, by keeping the goal that I have to go back home, back to God. So this is how the law of karma. Now going further, some people think that there are only two kinds of activities. Papa, that is sinful activity. There is punya, that is pious activity. No, there are three kinds of karmas, not just two kinds of karma. It is not just papa and punya. There is something beyond this papa and punya. There is good karma, there is bad karma. But beyond these two, there is one more karma, that is known as akarma. Many people think that I do good, that's enough. No, even good is bad from the spiritual point of view, because even good karma, pious activities are binding you. Sinful activities, they bind us. They make us come back to this world again. Even performance of good activities, pious activities are also going to bind us to this world. It is going to make us come back to this world. That is why Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he says there are three kinds of karmas. Karmano hi bodhavyam cha karmanaha. Akarmanasta bodhavyam karmano ghana viduhu. The intricacies of karma are very complicated, Arjuna. Please listen. I'll tell you the three kinds of karmas. Karma or sat karma or good karmas. Charity, etc. Based on the Vedic principles of Varnashrama Dharma. The following Varnashrama Dharma, according to your Varna and Ashrama, when you practice Veda, that is called karma. And if you go against the Vedic injunctions, against your responsibilities according to Varna and Ashrama, that is known as akarma. So that is known as vikarma. That is going to give you sinful life. But both of them are going to bind you to this world. Both of them, whether it is good activity or bad activity, or sinful activity or pious activity, whether it is activity which is according to your 100% responsible person according to Varna and Ashrama, you will perform responsibility, but still it is binding. So Krishna says the only way one can get out of the cycle of birth and death is to perform akarma, the actions which are not binding, by which you are not forced to take birth in this world, which you are which you are not bound to take birth in this world. That action is known as, those activities are known as akarma. So there is satkarma, there is asatkarma, and there is akarma. Akarma means you do actions, no reactions. To give you a small example, and let us take directly from the Mahabharata or the Bhagavad Gita itself. So in this, we know that Duryodhana was also a Kshatriya. Arjuna was also a Kshatriya. Now many people think Krishna told Arjuna to fight. You should fight because it is your duty to fight. Why is it is his duty to fight? Because Arjuna is a Kshatriya. But Duryodhana is also a Kshatriya. Is it his not duty to fight? Though Krishna told Arjuna to fight, Krishna did not tell Arjuna to fight because it is his duty to fight. Krishna told Arjuna to fight because, oh Arjuna, I want you to fight. That is why you should fight. If Krishna would have desired Arjuna should sweep the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna should have done that. So, duty. Many people think that Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita spoke about duty, karma. Oh Arjuna, it is your duty to fight, so you should fight. Why? Why Krishna has to come to tell you your duty? Is your boss enough to tell you what is your duty? Your wife is enough to tell what is your duty? Your parents are enough to tell you what is your duty? Why Krishna has to come? So there is a distinction between this duty and love. For that, we'll try to understand a simple example. The example is like this. When you go to a restaurant, the waiter or person is serving, he also gives you food. He also serves you food. When you come home, your mother is also serving you food. Is there any difference in them? Definitely, both are serving food. Both are doing their duty. But in the restaurant, that person is doing duty. The person is doing his duty, thinking it's my duty. He may be doing his duty perfectly. But at house, when your mother is serving, though it is her duty to serve, she doesn't think that it is my duty to serve. That is why I'm serving. No, she serves out of love. So, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is not talking about duty. Krishna is not talking about karma. He is talking about karma yoga, that is to act on the platform of love. To act on the platform of love. This duty, it is why we have to do our duty? Based on love. That is what Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita. Mat karma krin, mat paramo. You do for me, mat paramaha, out of great love for me. So Arjuna also did his duty. Duryodhana also did his duty. Both were Kshatriyas. But Duryodhana, after the death of Duryodhana, when Krishna took all the Pandavas to different places, went to Swarga, they saw Duryodhana there. They were shocked. How can the sinful person be in Swarga? Krishna told he died as Viragati, Viraswarga, he is attained. Because he has performed his duties properly. Duryodhana was not a bad king. He was giving charity to the Brahmins every day. He was doing all his duties as a king. The citizens were peaceful and happy. But still Krishna did not want Duryodhana to be the king. Why? Though he was doing his duties, he was doing his for his own enjoyment, keeping himself in the center. Whereas Arjuna also performed the duty of fighting, but he did it for Krishna. So when karma is done for Krishna, by Krishna and of Krishna, that karma is called karma yoga. Many people think, oh, I'm doing my responsibility, so I'm doing karma yoga. No, just doing your responsibilities doesn't make you a karma yogi. Just performance of responsibilities doesn't make you karma yogi. It is only kriya. Yoga means connection. Yuj. Yoga has got its root in yuj, connection. When we do our activities in connection with Krishna, for Krishna, that becomes karma yoga. Arjuna fought for Krishna. That is why he is called karma yogi, or his actions are on the platform of karma yoga, because he is connecting with Krishna. And on the other hand, Duryodhana also did karma, but for himself. That is why he cannot be called a karma yogi. So just performance of actions and performance of our responsibilities doesn't make us a karma yogi. When we do it as an offering to Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna, that makes us karma. Arjuna fought for Krishna. So every action, whatever we do, when we do it for Krishna, that makes us a karma yogi. That is called karma, which is going to akarma, which is going to take you back to God. That doesn't have any reactions. Every action can be done. Every action, every activity was even taking bath, dressing, in your office, everything can be done in Krishna's service. And then we attain the perfection of human life. That is to go back home, back to Godhead. To give you a small example, how akarma doesn't have any reactions. There is a huge store, mall, called department store. If one person goes inside, he takes whatever he wants. When he comes out, he pays the bill. It is called satkarma, because whatever he has purchased, he has paid the money for it. Whatever is taken, he has paid the money for it and coming. One person enters the department store, he takes whatever he wants and somehow sneaks out without paying. That is called sinful. He'll be caught. But there is one person who enters the department store, he takes whatever he wants, and he comes out, he doesn't have to pay. You know why? Because this person is a servant of the owner of the departmental store. Whatever he has taken, it is for the purpose of the owner. That is why he is not charged for. Same way, this whole world is a departmental store. When you are taking things and doing things for the owner of the department store, that is Krishna, when you're acting for Krishna, you don't have to pay for it. That means you don't get the reactions, karmic reactions. And this is how we define this word karma yoga or akarma. Now, going further, there are so many activities which people are doing, especially on the name of social work, social welfare activity. Let us see what is the highest social welfare activity and finish for today. Then we'll have question answer session. Many people think, okay, now I built a this thing, Anathalaya, so now I'm doing social work, social impact, social work. But what is the highest social work? The highest social work is to give spiritual knowledge. Why? In spite of all the help, all the charity, whatever you do, if that is not making that person to come to spiritual life, what is the use of it? Because even though a person may be very rich, he's still suffering. I'll give you a small example. It is like this, that once there was a big mela, means big, lot of crowd was there. And a Karolpati, their family was very small kid was there along with them, their child. And they were somehow going here and there in a very big crowd, and the child got lost. They searched everywhere. They were fed up, what to do, crying in their house. This child is crying here. Somebody thought this child is crying because of not having food. They gave some food. Somebody thought the child, maybe not well, so we'll give some medicines. Somebody thought, oh, the child required some cloth, so they gave some cloth. But one person, he saw the child crying. What is this? This child doesn't look to be belonging to a poor family. And definitely the child's parents were searching. So he took the child to the police station. And the police, they saw the child and, hey, we are searching for this child. Immediately they called the parents, and the child was made to meet the parents. And the parents, because they were rich, they gave the best food for the child, best medicine for the child, best clothes for the child. The child was happy, the parents were happy. Now, many people try to do good work, welfare work for the child. But who was the person who really helped the child? The person who took the child back to his parents. In the same way, in this world, we are like the children who have forgotten or lost our parents. Krishna. We lost connection with the parents. So the person who connects us with Krishna, he is the person who is actually doing the real welfare work. And really, all the welfare work is actually to bring the living entity back to its connection with Krishna. That is a real welfare work. Otherwise, in spite of all the welfare activities, whatever we're doing, the living entity cannot be happy. There's one big institution which is doing so much of welfare activity. And especially they would do one thing. At the end of the life, when the person is about to leave, there's a hospital called, there's one area, section in hospital where those who are about to leave, they are kept there. And one thing they do is they try to fulfill the last desire, last wish of the person. So the nurse came, then asked one person, what is your last wish? He says, I want to write one letter to my son. Okay, done. We go to another person. He was coughing and coughing. Then she told, what is your last wish? He said, I've been in this hospital for 1 month. Anyway, I'm going to leave my body. I know that. My last wish is I want to smoke a bidi. Fulfill, okay, take the bidi. The same bidi, the same cigarette which made him to come to this kind of situation of the lung cancer, it is given to him so that he can die soon. Is it called charity? No. The real charity is to actually give the knowledge by which the person can get out of the cycle of birth and death, get out of this world which is full of miseries, and then never come back to this world again. spiritual knowledge, that is the highest welfare activity. Spreading a spiritual knowledge is the highest welfare activity anybody can do to anyone. So we stop here for today, and any questions, please do ask. Hare Krishna.
जी, हरे कृष्णा।
हाँ बोलिए।
मेरे को पूछना था कि जैसे आपने कहा कि सबसे अच्छी चैरिटी यही है कि हम किसी को नॉलेज दें स्पिरिचुअल वर्ड के बारे में, कृष्णा के बारे में, बट अगर कोई लेना ही नहीं चाहता है, मीन्स अगर हमारे आसपास के लोग जिन्हें हमें लगता है कि जरूरत है उन्हें, बट वो एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते इस चीज को।
अच्छा प्रश्न है। जैसे एक बच्चा होता है, वो खाना नहीं चाहता है, लेकिन माँ उसको खिलाती कि नहीं, पीछे पीछे भाग भाग के खिलाती, बड़े प्रेम से अनेक अनेकों प्रयास करके खिलाती है। ये नहीं सोचती माँ मेरा बच्चा खाना नहीं चाहता, अरे कोई सोचती है ऐसे? नहीं सोचती। हमारे साथ भी ऐसा है, आप भी किए होंगे, आपके बच्चे भी ऐसे किए होंगे। इधर भागता है बच्चा, पीछे पीछे भाग भाग के बेटा कहानी सुना के कुछ तो पिला प्रयास तो करती कि नहीं। तो उसी प्रकार आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान का प्रचार जो है वो आसान काम नहीं, क्योंकि वो लोग लेना नहीं चाहते, फिर भी लेने का प्रयास करते हैं। उसके लिए अत्यंत दया की आवश्यकता होती है। इसलिए गोपियां कहती हैं, पूरिता जना अवकतामृतम तप्त जीवनम अविवीडितम कल्मषापहम विगृहन्ति ये पूरिता जना। ये बहुत संसार में जो ये कृष्ण कथा का, गीता भागवत का प्रचार करते हैं, सबसे दयालु है, क्योंकि वो चीज देना चाहते हैं जो सर्वोच्च चीज है, सब वो चीज जो सबको उद्धार करने वाला है, लेकिन सबसे ज्यादा कम प्रायोरिटी का है। कोई साथ चाहता नहीं है, लास्ट प्रायोरिटी। हाँ, टाइम मिलेगा तो आएंगे, टाइम मिलेगा तो ज्वाइन, क्योंकि उनके मन में ये अत्यंत आवश्यकता करके उनके मन में नहीं है। उनके मन में ये तुम्हारे लिए बहुत अत्यंत आवश्यकता है, इसकी प्रेरणा देना और साथ साथ में उनको बताना आसान काम नहीं। जैसे बच्चों को खिलाना आसान काम नहीं होता, माँ पीछे पीछे भाग भाग के थक जाती, हताश हो जाती, कभी कभी हताश हो जाती, और कभी कभी क्या होता है वो बैठे सो जाती, कहाँ से आ गया बच्चा शैतान, नहीं सोचती है। लेकिन फिर भी वो बच्चे को खिलाना बंद नहीं करती, मातृत्व की वजह से। मातृत्व मतलब दया, प्रेम, दया की वजह से, इसलिए साधु कहा गया। तो आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान का प्रचार करने वाले साधु क्यों कहा गया है? उनको बहुत सहनशीलता, तीक्ष्णा, कारुणिकहा, सूरदर्शनई, सारे गुण जो है उनके अंदर होगा, तभी तो ये कार्य कर सकते हैं। जैसे माँ के अंदर सहनशीलता है, दया है, प्रेम है बच्चे को दी, तभी तो बच्चे को पालन पोषण किया। लेकिन माँ क्या करती है? बच्चे के शरीर का शारीरिक पालन पोषण करती है। साधुगण क्या करते हैं? लोगों का आध्यात्मिक पालन पोषण करते हैं, नहीं चाहते हुए भी उनको प्रेरणा देते हैं, किसी न किसी तरीके से उनको प्रेरित करे, ऐसी सद्भाव के साथ रहते हैं, इसलिए उनको साधु कहा गया। इसलिए लोग उसको झुकता है, पूरा संसार उनको प्रणाम करता है। कारण क्या है? क्योंकि वो ऐसा कार्य करने में बैठे हुए हैं जो बहुत ही मुश्किल है, मोस्ट डिफिकल्ट थिंग। साधु का स्वभाव करना चाहिए। ठीक है।
मेरा एक बेसिक प्रश्न है। सभी प्राणियों को मालूम है कि अज्ञान को दूर करने के लिए एक गुरु की जरूरत होती है। हेलो, आई एम नॉट एबल टू हियर यू।
हाँ बोलो।
ये बीच में इंटरफेरेंस हो गया है। तो मैं ये कह रहा, सभी प्राणियों को मालूम है कि अज्ञान को दूर करने के लिए गुरु की जरूरत होती है।
बराबर।
तो गुरु में अब हर कोई गुरु बनना चाहता है, मतलब काफी गुरु बनना चाहते हैं, परंतु आप मुझे क्या ये बताएंगे कि सतगुरु का सिलेक्शन कैसे किया जाए जो आपके
अच्छा
अज्ञान को अज्ञान को वास्तविक रूप में दूर करे? तो उनमें क्या
अच्छा
गुण
प्रश्न,
होने चाहिए? सदगुरु में क्या गुण होने चाहिए?
बहुत अच्छा प्रश्न। जैसे हर कोई मरीन इंजीनियर बनना चाहता है लेकिन बन नहीं सकता, उसके लिए एक पढ़ाई करना पड़ता है कि नहीं? उसी प्रकार हर व्यक्ति गुरु नहीं बन सकता, उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? करना पड़ेगा। आपको डॉक्टर बनना है तो पढ़ाई करना पड़ता है, आपको जो इंजीनियर बनना है तो पढ़ाई करना पड़ता है, कोई भी चीज, आपको डांसर करना है तो सीखना पड़ेगा डांस। उसी प्रकार गुरु बनना है तो उनको पढ़ना पड़ता है। इसलिए शास्त्र में कहा गया है, तस्मात् गुरुं प्रपद्येत जिज्ञासु श्रेय उत्तमा ब्रह्मे परे निष्णातम। गुरु जो है, शब्दे परे ब्रह्मे परे निष्णातम, शब्दे परे, शब्द मतलब वेद में, वेद में, भागवत में, भगवत गीता में, उपनिषदों में निष्णात होना चाहिए। पहला पहला गुण है। गुरु शब्द का संस्कृत भाषा में अर्थ क्या है? गुरु शब्द का संस्कृत भाषा में सीधा सीधा अर्थ है कि भारी, हेवी। गुरु लघु सुना होगा ना, संस्कृत में हमने छंद पढ़ा था, ये बड़ा गुरुत्व है, गुरुत्वाकर्षण कहते हैं, हेवी। गुरु शब्द का अर्थ हेवी, यानी बहुत भारी। किसमें भारी है? वो भारी है किसमें? वो आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान में जो भारी है, यानी जिसके मन में अध्यात्म ज्ञान से भरा हुआ है, उनको गुरु कहा गया है। पहला पहला गुण है ये। शब्दे परे, यानी वेद का ज्ञान निष्णात होना चाहिए। उनको गीता पढ़ा नहीं है, भागवत नहीं पढ़ा, उसका मर्म नहीं मालूम, उसको अभ्यास नहीं किया, तो गुरु कैसे हो सकते हैं? ये पहली बात है। वो शिक्षा कहाँ से ग्रहण किया होना चाहिए? जैसे आप मरीन इंजीनियरिंग पढ़ा, किताब पढ़ लिया, लेकिन वो कोई रिकॉग्नाइज्ड यूनिवर्सिटी से नहीं है। भले ही आपको कुछ ज्ञान है मरीन इंजीनियर का, आप जहाज चला सकते, कुछ मालूम है, लेकिन फिर भी आपका प्रमाणिक सर्टिफिकेट नहीं, तो फिर भी आप अयोग्य बनते। तो अभी हमारा अयोग्यता, योग्यता जो है, दूसरा योग्यता जो है, वो एक प्रामाणिक संप्रदाय से आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान को ग्रहण किया हुआ रहना चाहिए। शास्त्र में कहा गया है 4 संप्रदाय, ब्रह्मा, रुद्र, श्री, कुमार। कृष्ण इन 4 लोगों को ज्ञान दिया। इन चारों से 4 धाराएं, जैसे यूनिवर्सिटी जिसको कहा जाता है, उसको संप्रदाय कहा गया है। सम्यक रूपेण प्रदाय, सम मतलब भगवान, प्रा मतलब प्रकृष्ट रूपेण, पूर्ण रूप में, दाय मतलब देना, यानी वो व्यवस्था जिसके द्वारा संपूर्ण ज्ञान भगवान के विषय में प्रदान किया जाता है, उसको संप्रदाय कहा गया। 4 संप्रदाय है, ब्रह्म संप्रदाय, रुद्र संप्रदाय, श्री संप्रदाय, कुमार संप्रदाय। कृष्ण ने ब्रह्मा जी को ज्ञान दिया, ब्रह्मा ने नारद को, नारद ने व्यास को। इस प्रकार इसे गुरु शिष्य परंपरा की धारा में आ रहे हैं। जैसे अंतरराष्ट्रीय कृष्ण भावनामृत संघ एक संस्था है, लेकिन उसका इतिहास कृष्ण के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है। ये पूरा संप्रदाय से जुड़ा हुआ है, ब्रह्म मध्य गौड़ी संप्रदाय से जुड़ा हुआ है। जो मैं जो भी बोल रहा हूँ ऐसे ही नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, वो अध्ययन किया हुआ है। कहाँ अध्ययन किया है? एक प्रामाणिक संप्रदाय में अध्ययन करके उसको वर्णन किया जा रहा है। ऐसा नहीं कि मैं सोचता हूँ ऐसा, मेरे मन में ऐसा आया था, ख्याल ऐसा नहीं, कुछ भी मनमानी नहीं। तो आजकल अनेकों लोग मनमानी कुछ भी कहते हैं, लेकिन उसका कोई अर्थ नहीं है। संप्रदाय एक सिस्टम है, बच्चे पढ़ते हैं तो एक सिलेबस होता है, एक स्टैंडर्ड सिलेबस होता है, एक यूनिवर्सिटी होता है, उसके अनुसार ये भी अध्यात्म का भी व्यवस्था बना हुआ है। ये चारों संप्रदाय में कोई भी संप्रदाय के आचार्य के पास बैठ के आप उसकी ज्ञान का अध्ययन करके उनका आशीर्वाद से जितना हद तक आपको आशीर्वाद मिला है, उतना हद तक उस चीज के लिए आप गुरु बन सकते हैं। ये बात है। पहला कौन सा? ज्ञान होना चाहिए, ज्ञान का प्रशिक्षण एक प्रामाणिक संप्रदाय से होना चाहिए। और तीसरा, उसका आचरण होना चाहिए। ऐसा नहीं कि देखिए आपका मैथमेटिक्स टीचर जो है वो अच्छा मैथमेटिक्स टीचर हो सकता है, और वो दारू पिए तो भी चल जाता है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, क्योंकि आपको मैथमेटिक्स से सीखना है। उनका निजी जीवन में क्या कर रहा है उससे आपको कोई अर्थ नहीं है, कोई मतलब नहीं बनता। फिर भी भारतीय संप्रदाय में तो वो भी उस मायने में रखा जाता है, लेकिन फिर भी इतना नहीं। जब आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान की बात आती है, जीवन की शिक्षा हो रही है, इसकी वजह से वो जीवन की शिक्षा जो दे रहा है, उनका जीवन का आचरण महत्वपूर्ण है, उनका पूरा चरित्र खुलेआम होना चाहिए। उनका कोई प्राइवेट जीवन अलग है, पब्लिक जीवन ऐसा कुछ नहीं। प्राइवेट जीवन पब्लिक जीवन एक ही जीवन है, इससे उनका चरित्र बहुत मायने रखता है। उनको 4 जो पाप है उससे कम से कम दूर रहना चाहिए। नशा नहीं करना, और जुआ नहीं खेलना, और परस्त्री संग नहीं करना, और मांस इत्यादि नहीं खाना। ये जिसके विषय में कल वापस चर्चा करने वाले हैं, ये 4 पापों से उनको बच के रहना चाहिए, शुद्ध होना चाहिए उनका जीवन। ये गुरु का कुछ लक्षण है, कुछ योग्यताएं हैं। पहला, ज्ञान होना चाहिए, संप्रदाय से जुड़ा होना चाहिए, आचार्य होना चाहिए, उनके आचरण के द्वारा उनको शिक्षा देनी चाहिए। और अंततः वो गुरु भी कौन है, उनका भी गुरु होना चाहिए। ऐसा नहीं कि वो बस मैंने कल रात को सपना देखा उपनिषद के विषय में बोल रहा हूँ, ये गुरु के लक्षण। ठीक है,
मेरी ओपिनियन में उनको ग्रंथों का सार भी पता होना चाहिए, और उनको उस सार को अपने जीवन में फॉलो भी करना चाहिए। वो अहम पॉइंट है।
हाँ, आचरण और ग्रंथों का सार। ग्रंथ, कोई भी ग्रंथ पढ़ोगे उसका सार भी मालूम होना चाहिए।
मान लिया उन्होंने ग्रंथ पढ़े हुए हैं और उनको उसका सार मालूम नहीं है, और उसको जीवन में अनुसरण नहीं करते हैं, तो वो गुरु के लायक है ही नहीं।
बराबर, सही बात। और कोई प्रश्न है?
अगर कोई आपको मिसगाइड करने की कोशिश करे तो क्या करें? जैसे कि हमारे जो भी स्पिरिचुअल पाथ है उससे कोई हटाने की कोशिश करता है इंटेंशनली, तो क्या करेंगे?
देखिए, प्रहलाद महाराज का स्मरण करो। कितने लोगों को उन लोगों ने उनको हटाने का प्रयास किया, बताइए।
जी जी।
उनका पिता ने मारने का भी प्रयास किया था ना, उनके पिताजी ने। विभीषण को कितना लोगों ने प्रयास किया। आध्यात्मिकता हमारी भौतिक परिस्थिति के ऊपर आधारित नहीं है। आप कहीं भी कोई भी परिस्थिति में आप आध्यात्मिक प्रगति कर सकते हैं अगर आप चाहे तो। अगर आप नहीं चाहे तो मंदिर में, मठ में रह के भी नहीं कर सकते। हमारी आध्यात्मिक प्रगति पूर्ण रूप में हमारी तीव्र इच्छा के ऊपर आधारित है। आप जहाज में बैठ के भी आध्यात्मिक प्रगति कर सकते हो, घर में रह के भी अपना आध्यात्मिक प्रगति कर सकते हो। और मैं सत्य बताऊं, मैं जो शास्त्रों का अध्ययन किया हूं ना, वो इस्कॉन में साधु बनने के बाद नहीं किया। जितना किया हूं उससे ज्यादा 10-100 गुना ज्यादा मैं जहाज में बैठ के किया। 3 साल जब जहाज में काम कर रहा था, उस समय मैंने 4-4, 5-5 घंटा भागवत पढ़ रहा था। वो समय में जितने श्लोकों को याद किया, शायद ही 25 साल में उतने श्लोक को याद नहीं किया मैंने। तो जहाज तो जानते हो बहुत ही संघर्ष वाला था, खास करके अनेकों तकलीफें वाली। बहुत पुराना जहाज था हमारा, तो बहुत समस्या थी। मुझे मालूम है, वॉच कीपिंग के समय में चुपचाप जाके जनरेटर के बाजू में बैठ के इतना आवाज करता था, फिर भी वो कान में लगा के श्लोक याद करता था। तो अगर आप चाहे तो आध्यात्मिक प्रगति कहीं भी कर सकते, अगर नहीं चाहे तो कहीं भी नहीं कर सकते। ये बात है, ठीक है। और कोई प्रश्न है?
एक और प्रश्न था, क्या ऐसा कोई तरीका नहीं होता कि अपने पास्ट लाइफ्स को देख सके? हर किसी के लिए मतलब भगवान जी बुला देते हैं ताकि उनको प्रॉब्लम ना हो, लेकिन अगर कोई देखना चाहता है तो क्या उसके लिए कोई तरीके हैं? क्योंकि मुझे लगता है उससे आप ज्यादा अच्छे से समझ सकते हो कि आपकी जो लाइफ में हो रहा है वो क्यों हो रहा है।
वो तरीका है, लेकिन हर व्यक्ति के लिए आवश्यकता नहीं। उसको कहते हैं हिप्नोटिक रिग्रेशन। वो कुछ स्पेशल केसेस में किया जाता है, लेकिन हर केस में नहीं करना चाहिए। कुछ विशेष प्रक्रिया में इस प्रकार का एक इलाज है, उसका नाम है हिप्नोटिक रिग्रेशन। उसको पास्ट लाइफ के साथ, संबंध के साथ जोड़ के बताया जाता है। आजकल बहुत प्रचलित है, वो सही भी है, लेकिन हर व्यक्ति की आवश्यकता नहीं पड़ती है। और आपके लिए तो कोई जरूरत नहीं पड़ी, है नहीं ऐसा, उतना आपको कोई चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं। आपको चिंता ये करना भविष्य में मैं क्या करूंगी, भविष्य में मुझे कहाँ जाना है, उसकी चिंता कीजिए। जो गत में हुआ हो गया, खत्म हो गया, भूल जाओ, ठीक है।
जी।
अभी मेरे ख्याल से कोई प्रश्न नहीं है तो हम समाप्त करेंगे। कल हमारा आखिरी दिवस रहेगा एक कोर्स का, और अगर आप लोगों का रुचि है तो मैं हफ्ते में एक बार भगवत गीता का क्लास ले सकता हूँ। हमारे जो पीएमईडी के हैं, हमारे मेरे मित्र हैं और उनके जो परिवार वालों को, अगर आप इच्छा प्रकट करते हो, आप सुनना चाहते हो, तो हम आगे हर हफ्ते में एक दिन जो है शनिवार को करीबन 10 बजे के करीब ऐसा कुछ समय में बैठ के हम ये ऑनलाइन क्लास कर सकता हूँ। वो श्लोक बाय श्लोक रहेगा, 700 श्लोकों को हम करीबन जितना हो सके उतना एक दिन में 4 श्लोक या 5 श्लोक की चर्चा करने का प्रयास कर सकते हैं। इफ यू ऑल विश वी कैन डू दैट, आई एम अवेलेबल थैंक यू वेरी मच।
एक रिक्वेस्ट है आपसे।
हाँ
जी, सैटरडे को मत करिए, अगर संडे को कर लीजिए।
हाँ, संडे को कर लेंगे, तो डिपेंड करके
जी
आप बता रहे, ठीक है।
जी, थैंक यू।
ठीक है।